Yeah, I think it does because, like I said, it's not just he's a popular guy. It's just that, they know what he's gone through. They live it and breathe it. They see even a guy like Ryan Sessegnon going through on a daily basis. And it's a constant reminder to all the players that, it's sometimes a fickle world they live in where you can do everything right and still fate will sort of point its finger at you and make things difficult. And, it's why every time they're out there training, I expect them to be training even on a cold day like this with a smile on their face because there's an alternative to it, and they've got guys living and breathing that. So, but, they're a pretty close group. They certainly have become close in recent times, and they all felt, you could see it even on the day, at the game, that they really felt, for what he went through and quite emotional about it. But, I think his demeanour helps because he's just, like I say, such a positive guy that, they know he's going to be back. Well, I think there's a reason I'm sitting here. And the reason is that the end game is not to beat City. Yeah, because, like you said, if that's the end game, then that's been done. There's a reason I'm sitting here. So, no, is the short answer. Not because I'm dismissive of that, because it's a hell of an achievement to knock them off, absolutely. But it's not why I'm here. It's not the end game. It's not, like I said, I'm not trying to set up a team to beat Manchester City. I'm trying to set up a team to be successful. And, if that was enough, what you're suggesting, I wouldn't be sitting here. There'd be somebody else sitting here. So I take that as a kind of pointer to me about, and look, like, it's not, like I said, I understand why people would kind of think that way, and it's a legitimate question. Why wouldn't you do it if you know it's going to be successful? But I don't think I was appointed, well, I'd be surprised if I was appointed and people would expect me to go down that route knowing who I am and sort of what I stand for as a manager. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, We need to be scrutinised. I need to be scrutinised. I need to be questioned. Like I said, that's what tests my resolve. I ain't going to change, but bring it on. Because it doesn't just test me, it tests the players, it tests the club. How resolved are we about doing this? Because you're going to go through, like I said, you look at all the top teams, they've all been through this process, through the tough times. They all got questioned, they all got scrutinised, they all got, they're all had criticism come their way. How did they handle it? The ones that are sort of through the other side, and how did other ones who handled it differently, where are they now? I think there's always indicators there, but it's maybe not as exciting to kind of not buckle at this time. It might be seemed a bit sort of boring to say, well, no, why didn't he change? But it's not because I'm, like I said, I have a real strong belief in what I do and where we're heading, and I'm just not going to waver from it. Yeah, I think I enjoy it after I've come out the other side. No, I love it, mate. I love it. It's just because it's, like I said, I don't think anyone goes into management or anything you do in life thinking it's going to be smooth. There's going to be some rough moments, and you've got to be prepared for that, and you've got to enjoy that. The alternative is I'm not in a job, and I'm sitting on my couch and have no pressure on me, no one questioning anything. So being in a role, and look, I'm at a fantastic football club. I'm in the best league in the world, getting challenged every week. Why wouldn't I be enjoying it, every minute of it? But in these times, the reason I think I really sort of relish them is because, like I said, my belief gets tested on a daily basis, whether internally or externally, because invariably, even internally, people will always ask you these questions, can you do this? Are you able to still continue to play this way? Or, is it working? Is it not working? All those kind of things. And, when I lay my head at night, I just believe in it. And I get up next day thinking, I feel strongly about that. Now, it may all end up in a heap, mate. I don't know, because there's no guarantees. But my gut tells me it won't. So I enjoy it. Some of it is still us, I think, understanding. I think there's a couple of times, even last week where just that millisecond, we could have played the ball a little bit earlier, and his timing was perfect. So it's part of it's just understanding, because obviously Sonny's a different kind of striker than sort of Harry was, who's been here for a very long time. So the players are kind of used to having a focal point is a bit different. So I think it's a combination of both. That's Sonny sort of timing, but like I said, if we pass the millisecond early, his timing's actually perfect, because how are you going to catch a team, unless it's kind of perfect at both ends. So it's a bit of both, but what isn't undeniable is that even from offside positions, he's still finishing things. He's still scoring goals, and that's still, like I was saying before, that's still the hardest part of the game. I mean, I think it was the first one he's broken through. He's beaten Martinez so well on a one-on-one, which wasn't an easy finish. So the quality is there. It's just about, like I said, a little bit of his runs, but also us maybe seeing things just that little bit earlier. Not much harder, but that's what I'm talking about. So, I said before, you get scrutinised externally and internally. I'm sure that the players are sitting there going, well, is this going to really work? Is it going to work against Man City? So they're justifiable questions that they need to ask. And my role is to, within this process, is to kind of show them that this is still the way forward for us as a group. If we're ever going to sort of bridge that gap to being a successful side, then we have to sort of, believe in the kind of football we want to play. And look, I think, even though sort of the last three results haven't been great, I don't think like the players have felt like they've struggled out there. I think they still felt like there were parts of the game where we were really dominant, so they can see that when we're on it and we're doing things right, that even at this stage, even with so many absences, we're still a very good football team. So I don't feel like it's at a point where it's kind of I'm losing people or on the verge of losing anyone. The challenge comes if it stays that way. If we're not getting a change, a turn. And like I said, when you look at the sort of the first third of the season, there are a couple of areas where we can be better, and if we were better, we probably wouldn't have sort of had the adverse results we've had in the last three games.